So yeah, man. But yeah, when the dude called me that shit, when he called me that, when he said hand, like I say, make a long story short, I don't think I thought I offended at first. I think a little bit after that. Like I said, me and him never really had, he knew my name and shit. You there. Uh, to basically go like, I worked at the furniture factory at first. When you go to the furniture factory, you got to go to the pat down. So the way they had it set up was, the four guards that take people out on the trustee thing, sometimes they would be out there doing the pat downs or whatever. And then, but most of the time they trustee workers, so they'll take the trustees out or whatever, and you get the trucks and whatever. I never made it around him, so it was like I never had too much of an interaction with him to the point to where, we talked like that, or he had to speak to me, or whatever. I can't remember if I thought about it. Man, I gotta eat this toothpaste. I gotta do some shit. It's fucking me up. It's got me real self-conscious. All this lisp, whatever the fuck. But I can't remember if I thought about it right then and there, or when I left, when I went back to the cell or whatever. I thought about that shit. I was like, hand, and I thought about, of course, Aaliyah came back to mind, the hand shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So that was that. Another part, and this ain't got shit to do with nothing, but I'll just throw this in there for a bonus. There was a part in that movie, man, where, they be fucking up in the movies. There's a part in the movie where, look at the part with the car chase with the gray car. I can't remember who was driving. It was Jet Li driving or whatever, or who was good guys, bad guys, or whatever. But it was the car. They shot the window out the fucking car, right? And then about a scene later, the car still the car chase. The motherfucker turned a corner, and the window that they shot out was still in the fucking thing. It's not I just caught that. That ain't nothing. But I don't know. Think it's nothing. But yeah, the fucking window was still there. Now these motherfuckers fucked that up. But yeah, man. But yeah. So yeah. Now fast forward to me now, studying all these different, and that's how you know it's some spiritual shit. I'm looking at this book. I just opened up right now. Didn't do this on purpose. I think I was, I don't even know why the fuck I even opened this up. But it's open to some Aaliyah shit, right? Well, it's some shit about me, but Aaliyah's involved. I've been seeing this though. I ain't decided if I think I'm gonna put this in a book or something. And then I came across some shit not too long ago, a couple of days ago. But this shit here so deep. This is where it's so deep. This shit is so deep. I don't even think I want to refer to it. I don't want to refer. I wouldn't. So much so, I wouldn't even feel that's the common bond between me and baby girl. Like I said, I get on here. I really can tell you what I want to speak, talk about what I want to. That's the point I'm trying to make to y'all niggas. I'm not a regular nigga. Well, just for the sake of conversation, I'm trying to find a way to put it. I never refer to myself as a regular nigga, especially knowing who I am. But outside of all my shit is spiritual. I'm not part of no fucking. Cause see, I'm saying it because you got like now this conscious community realm thing or whatever. Everybody's a guru now, so you know how people take celebrities and be like, you see this? She was throwing up the Baphomet here, and then over here, this, and then this, and they be putting all this shit together, and then the whole while they just be, they're tied back to some Illuminati type shit. Don't get me confused with that, because you'd be sadly mistaken trying to match me up. I'm raw, organic, grassroots. Matter of fact, I'm glad I said that. Go back to the celebrity thing. Show you how ill this shit is. I think last Friday, yeah. I was preparing some shit in my head to give to y'all. And I want to speak on how celebrities. I was like, some of the words I was saying how they are allowed to make all that money, but they don't never, they hardly ever they don't bring the shit back to the hood on a grassroots level. To the degree to where, because if they did, if all the nigga celebrities did that, it wouldn't. I basically say they don't do it to the degree to where a nigga can just go out and get a job like this. Well, you can get jobs, and I'm not saying getting jobs are as hard as they used to be when we was in the 90s and shit, in the 80s and before that. You know, it got easier gradually as the years passed, you know what I'm saying? But still to this day, it'd be a little bit easier if they were able to, because it'd be more black. We have black grocery stores, black gas, black all kind of shit around here to where a nigga can, and you know, we don't discriminate, so I'm not saying you would go in a place, a restaurant or something, and maybe it would be all black staff, but we wouldn't do that. We all, and some might even say to our own detriment, but we wouldn't, even we open up shit, we would have, even if it's predominantly black, you would still have other persuasions in there. Unlike a lot of shit I be seeing around here. I'll let you do the math on that. But, it would be easier for niggas like me to just go somewhere and get a gig, because there'd be people in there who can identify with the type of nigga I am and where I come from. But when I was breaking it down in my head, I was like, they don't bring this shit back to the grassroots level, and not necessarily because they don't. You got a few though. You don't get me wrong. You got a few. But I used that. I said that word in particular, grassroots. That was earlier that day. I bullshit you not. I came home. I left. I came home and opened the dictionary up. When I opened up the dictionary, the first word I saw was grassroots. See, that's the type. I'm a spiritual nigga. That's the type of shit that I'm on. This ain't no made up, he's an Illuminati guy type shit. No, I'm the opposite of that. The real deal, the shit that they imitate. All that shit that they do is, all they do is study our shit, which is what we've been telling niggas for years. That's why it's easy for a nigga to point out, see a nigga like me come talking, I'm showing you all this supernatural shit. A non-believer, even if they in a realm of consciousness, they ain't seen this type of power from a nigga, so they'll automatically say, he must be the Illuminati. He must be with them. He must be working with them. Look at that. Look, he's doing the thing with his eye. And it's like, no, bitch, I am the shit that they. The reason you. Let me get an example. You see me with skulls and shit. And a dumb nigga be like, see, he's an agent. See, I always got them skulls. He was skull and bones, Bush, and all them guys. No. They're imitating some shit, my shit, our shit that we laid down years ago. But a dumb nigga be, hey, you want a projector somewhere, trying to You see that? He's a skull and bone. Oh, look at that cat. That's the cat of Mendez. The Rothschild's child. And that's some dumb nigga shit. I can just imagine these stupid niggas be. That's the set shit, the backbiters. The mother. That's the type of shit niggas do. That's why I be having it hard. I'm gonna show you. Not even on no deep shit. Just on regular life shit. I'm gonna give you an example. Including, it's baby girl related. Don't get it fucked up. I'm gonna get into that. But when I opened up the dictionary, that motherfucker went straight. I opened it up, grassroots. That's how I knew I was on point. I didn't look. I wasn't even thinking about that. I just opened I forgot what I was looking. What I opened the dictionary for. But when I opened that bitch up, it was the first word I saw. The page I turned to and looked, it was just the first word I looked at. When I looked down at the dictionary, it was grassroots. Now, let me just open this. Just doing some shit before I cut the camera on. But I opened the book up. I didn't even look at the page or whatever. So you knew it. The shit I was trying to debate on whether I should do this on camera or put it in a book right here. Involving me and Aaliyah. I actually think we were either married in another lifetime in Asia, or she was my child at another time, in another lifetime. And hey, there's some Asian shit going on with it. And because I've been a prominent figure in all throughout my different lifetimes or whatever, as well as her. Believe that shit. This is why this shit is so involved now. I'll give you another story. When I told y'all the story about when I was sitting in the car not too long ago, and I was like, man, I need to get on Instagram and tell them niggas I love them. I was like, have I ever done that? For on a general level, I was thinking about that. The lightning struck when I was thinking that shit. I was like, yo, let me do that. About a week after that, now you go on my Instagram page, I had posted a pic of Louis Rankin, which was Ox from Belly. Ox and Belly. He's Jamaican, right? And I posted that pic because he had came through, and he really came through. I posted a pic and I went on the porch. I'm on the porch smoking. And I can feel this, I can pause, or pre-pause. I can feel him inside. I can feel his energy. Because I was sitting there in the pose I was sitting in, not trying to. I think I was like, it was that, remember how they show him in Belly when he was like this here? He was talking to X. I was in that same pose, but I didn't snap to it. It took me a minute. I said, hold up, this nigga here. Because I felt, when I finally caught my snap, I'm smoking, you know, I'm just in my own zone. But when I finally came to and looked up and seen how I was feeling like that nigga, I was like, damn. I said, man, boy, that's Louis. And of course, the dialogue came. I was already channeling him when I posted the pic on Instagram or whatever. And in that same moment, a little bit after that, I had the YouTube running. A song I never heard before, or by a group I never heard before, came on, called Sky. It was a group called Sky. And it was a song called Here's to You. Bad motherfucker. I never heard this song. I never heard of this group before. That was him. Sky. Now mind you, the lightning shit. Sky. In the channel I was sitting on the porch. Aaliyah related, because Aaliyah's father, Jamaican. So it ties into what I'm speaking on now. can get another joint. But let me get into this first. I want to say this too while we're here. Now, the same way they tested Aaliyah, they tested me too, but different. Because I wasn't in the actual industry. So with me, it was more so of a subliminal. It was like trying to test me from afar. And I had niggas like, mind you, I told you I always thought like Pac, so it's like even growing up, before I even got all spiritual as I am now, I always paid attention to certain motherfuckers around me. Like my immediate crew and circle was one thing, but then like newcomers and niggas that I just fuck with on a regular, or I always put it like that. I always had a thing about me where I was trying to make sure a nigga wasn't some type of double agent or spy or something, because we didn't see the best get took down. Malcolm, Martin, and them two wouldn't. But more so Malcolm. Well, Martin was one thing, but Malcolm more so. But Malcolm was more on the mundane level, not to knock him, but he dealt more with, our physical struggle. You never really heard him speaking about spirits and all this type of shit. But I've been aware of COINTELPRO tactics since a kid. So I always been like that, even before jail and all that shit. But I had a moment where I ain't gonna say I think God tell you the story, you'll see for yourself. One nigga, was cool with him, whatever. Ended up falling out with the nigga. He eventually, niggas start showing their true colors eventually. But I thought they got to the nigga. He was trying to, I'm doing the rap shit or whatever. Now he had links to, he knew some people and shit or whatever. He had, cause he was, I ain't gonna say no names, but he was like, man, we finna go to this little event, bro. Such and such, I'm gonna be there, woo, woo, woo. Industry type shit, and I'm like, nah, I don't, because I already know how the industry functions at this point. This was 2016, so I'm like, nah. Cause the nigga knew I rapped and shit and all that, but I was really just now starting to get back to the point to where I was finna take it serious. Cause like I say, since I had been out of jail, I wasn't really even thinking about especially once I started learning the real ins and outs of the shit. That really discouraged the nigga from the music in it. I never completely said fuck my music dreams, but I knew intuitively I knew I was gonna have to do this shit different and just, let me sign a record deal and all this old shit, because I was seeing how that shit really went. My thing was more so an independent outskirts. Maybe I can link with a few niggas and get my name known without going to the game, the actual industry. I can, I'm trying to find a way, or whatever. That's why I gotta slow down. I'm damn smoke. Kind of winded now, but nothing big. But I've been smoking goddamn cigarettes, roll-ups. But need me some grass, solar. But yeah, man, this nigga. I think they had put the nigga either he was on some agent shit, because the nigga was like, he said it, fuck the dumb shit. That nigga was like, first he started talking down on Pac. He know how I feel about Pac. So that nigga was like, man, fuck Pac, man, fuck that nigga. Ooh. He was more so one of the dudes that was on the other side of the game, He like them other niggas, not big, but the other niggas Pac. Like, I ain't getting to the names and shit, but he was more so on the side of some niggas. He more so was a fan of the niggas who Pac and fuck with. So I'm putting, but he always, before this moment, I already knew this. So, And at first it was just like, oh, everybody got their own preferences, so I'm not looking at it like on some deep shit like that. But then one day, this nigga, they must have got to that nigga because he started talking that fuck Pac rhetoric. So at first I'm thinking, well, I'm like, okay, here we go with the bullshit. Now at this time I know I'm Christ, so I know I'm protected for the most part. So I can sit in the lines then and really, instead of just jumping all the way away from the nigga, like, oh man, get away from this nigga, I can sit around, oh, okay, I mean, I ain't gonna just disown you yet. I'm gonna stick around, see what the fuck's going on here. But I ain't say that till after. Cause first, like I said, he was talking to Pac rhetoric and shit, so that was just one thing, difference of opinion. But then he kept bringing up, I think the nigga was tapped or something. I'll tell you what it was in so many words, it was like the nigga was trying to, he kept bringing up other rappers and shit, more so on the local side of things. Like, man, fuck them niggas. And we, like, talking down on them, like trying to get me to engage with them on the talking down shit. So I'm looking at this shit, I'm like, my mind work like this. So I'm thinking like, okay, I see what this is. I start talking shit about the niggas. He get it recorded. This thing, these niggas, and the shit kind of happened, but I didn't. Now I'm a real nigga, so I speak my opinion. I think when that shit happened, I don't even think, I think when I snapped at the point when he was doing it. So I didn't really say too much. I'm peeping the game. I'm like, oh, I see what this is. This is Operation Dirty Trick type shit. So, cause I'm like, it is kind of like random. I'm like, what the fuck? Now don't get me wrong. I ain't got no problem with calling niggas out on shit. I be on the phone with my partners. But man, you see this whole ass nigga, man, he did some agent ass shit. Woo, say nigga from blah, blah, blah. But that's one thing. There's another thing when I feel like a nigga trying to bait me into it. And I feel that's what the nigga trying to do, bait me into it. So I'm like, I kind of peeped it. I was like, it wasn't organic. See, with me, it's more organic. You go ask some of my partners and shit, they be like, yeah, that nigga been talking, a lot of that shit you see these niggas getting exposed on now, you go talk to my partners, they'll tell you, that nigga was talking about that shit in 2013, 2014 and shit. So I ain't got no problem with, the reason I don't even say niggas' names, because I don't even want to give niggas light like that. Because these dumb niggas, they'll think, you know how niggas think, all publicity is good. So yeah, I want a nigga to talk about me even if it's bad. I can profit off it or whatever the fuck. Dumb shit. You don't want me to do it. I take it then. If I OD on it, I'll ruin your career. The people will be looking at, well, these motherfuckers so crazy these days. You can, these niggas, you can tell them their favorite rapper is touching babies and shit, and they will, I just don't believe it. Well, he's with the motherfucker. Oh, he's next to the nigga. Look at him. He's right next to the fucking phone. He's with the people. He's with the people that's doing it. Yeah, but he's not. No, we don't work like that. He's standing next to the motherfucker. A real nigga ain't gonna stand. Nick, I'm not. Bro. Maybe. Just maybe. Wait on it. Maybe. Don't get your hopes up high. I don't even like talking about these stank ass niggas, man. Cause I don't have to. I told niggas that from the gate. I gave you a little dose in the beginning when I first started talking. But I don't want my shit. I don't want people to get, because niggas are easily distracted. Like, you're talking about these niggas, that's all you'll know me for. Or that's all you'll want. This shit I'm talking about right now, the spiritual shit is more important. So I get that's what's wrong with niggas now. You see, you rap. Even if I rap no more, the backbiters, the gossipers, they don't give a fuck about rap no more. They trying to dig dirt on you. You go from rap songs to, in the 4th grade, he picked the book out of his nose and ate it. Get your bitch ass out of here. But these niggas are sick, man. But I'll tear a nigga ass off the bone, boy. If I get to speaking, I'm gonna send you home. Yeah, you don't want this type of smoke. Maybe with them other rap niggas, but with me, I get to exposing you. They gonna look at you different, boy. But so that was the thing. So the nigga did the Pac shit. He started talking shit about Pac. Like that's what I'm saying, because it started with the Pac shit. And even that's, if I feel like he's trying to bait me into because he know I'm a Pac type of dude. So it's like, penitentiary type trick shit. So I'm like, okay, I ain't finna entertain that. Each his own. Everybody got their own opinion. You know, he got hearts with it. Fuck Pac, that bitch ass nigga. I'm like, but when he started that, I knew there was some Asian shit going on. I said, yeah, this nigga sour. And I had love for the nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I did, well, I did, but that's how I knew there was some weird shit going on. This nigga just out of, I always knew he wasn't fond of Pac, but everybody got, that people got their own preferences. So that's how it was at first, just like, okay, well, he just, he liked the other guys more. That's how it was at first. But this night, this nigga just got beside himself with it. Fuck Pac, that bitch, nigga. Hold up, bro. Now, if I wasn't as poised as I was, because I know what the nigga stood for. So that's the thing with me. It's more than just the rap shit. That's why even when them niggas, the quad shit happened, fuck Wyclef. I'll say that. Fuck that nigga. Him. I'll give you an example out of that bitch ass nigga. Yeah, we'll talk. I'll just give y'all one. Fuck it. Because this nigga ain't had, Pac ain't did nothing to this nigga. He just robbed another nigga dick. Who everybody was scared of. There's a bitch, me, I look at it like this. For Pac to show you niggas how much he was for a bigger cause in regards to black people, that alone should have gave niggas some type of reluctance at going at him. That's how I know niggas is control. Niggas was really doing that shit out of fear of the people Pac was up against. Not Biggie them, the quad shit. Man, I see some other Asian shit with that nigga too. That's another thing. But I didn't like that nigga in particular. That whole Fugees was a thing. I don't know if Lauren, I had to go back and listen to it because they were all on the same songs. But this nigga shit just, when the shit first came out, I didn't even know the niggas was talking about Pac. It wasn't until, matter of fact, it didn't really just hit me hard. Pause till a couple months ago. I heard the vocab song. Man, I was like, this nigga's a hoe, cause Pac ain't do nothing to you, nigga. But I understand his connection, so I already knew. I understand the connection he had between him and why they were connected. Him and the guy or whatever. I don't like saying these whole ass niggas names, but I just thought that was some sucker shit. Now I get it. Be scared of the nigga, or you want to show your loyalty to this nigga because he's a heavy or whatever you want to call it. But I just think niggas could have stayed out the fucking way. Even on the East and West shit, the mere fact that this nigga was even if you talk a little shit, okay, he Pac this, you feel like he dissed the East Coast, okay, you talking a little shit, but you gotta know this man was for a bigger cause. So just the mere fact that we knew this nigga before all that shit happened. You knew this nigga had love for black people. You seen this nigga went through, bro, and was going through. You knew the fucking laws was on his tail and harassing him every way when you knew, and that was based on the fact that the trial and tribulations he went through with the law, with the authorities, was based on the fact that he had love for niggas and was willing to get out there and speak for niggas. So even that, just that, niggas ain't even just see that much. Just like, well, okay, he talking shit, he going through something right now, but we know this nigga has a general love and he's here for the his overall. See, niggas let the bullshit, east west shit, cloud shit up, and forgot that this nigga was actually for black people in general. Just because he wasn't at a fucking, well, he was at podiums and shit. Like, slow down. He was doing shit with Khalid them and speeches and shit. So but I guess because he wasn't in a suit like whatever the fuck you think a revolutionary is supposed to be or whatever. I don't know, man. I just didn't like that shit, bro. You know, I ain't gonna, but anyway, I don't give a fuck. And they go for all of them though. He's still, I don't think, I don't want to lie, but I can't think off the top. Because even the song I'm speaking about, I had to go back and listen. I don't know if it's because of his shit was more, he was more blatant with it. It kind of, if she did say something, it outshined what she said, but I don't think she was, because I don't even think she had the same ties with the nigga as Wyclef did. So I'm not going to, and really Pac, the line he shot at Wyclef, you know, with the Fugees, he really shot it at that one at Wyclef. Then Lauren and Pras was more so like it was more like a guilty by association type shit, but he was really more directed towards the Wyclef nigga. So I don't fuck with Wyclef. I don't know what he feel about it. And I know there's a lot of niggas that diss Pac and shit, but even them niggas at this point, you know, it's like, man, you know, they, some didn't, but you know, some niggas like, yeah, we was on bullshit, man. Woo, woo. So I don't know his stance on Pac. I'm quite sure he'd be just like other fake niggas go, oh, yeah, well, I love them, and oh, you were down with the bullshit. Not saying he set him up and no shit like that, but he was full-fledged in with the other motherfucker. And a lot of niggas was just going at Pac based off the fact that, but that's why Pac said that you let the fear put your ass in a place complicated to escape. The fear that they had for them niggas that was fucking with Pac. Some niggas, you know, probably went at him out of fear, but didn't have a true loyalty to the nigga. The Wyclef nigga was speaking like he had a true loyalty to the nigga outside of just a fear. So, fuck him. And I feel that's warranted based off of the shit he said. You start talking about a nigga manhood and shit, bro. Yeah. But anyway, take it back to this nigga. So he, you know, to my situation. The nigga was talking, and if Lauren them said it too, that's fucked up too, but this nigga was, Wyclef just got a little too, he got a little too willy-nilly with it, man. I was like, oh my God. So that's why I don't want you to think I'm trying to show favoritism to Lauren, but I'm just speaking how the shit. I had to go back and listen to the shit, but his shit was more blatant. Like I said, when I finally started catching the shit they was saying about the nigga, it was more so him. The shit that what alarmed me to the disses was the shit he was saying, as opposed to Lauren shit. Lauren was just speaking more in general. It didn't come off like it was directly at him. Now maybe I need to go back and listen. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, nigga. But this nigga, the dude I was talking to and shit. He talking this pop shit, so I'm like, okay, that's whatever. Then the next thing the nigga was like, shit, if the Illuminati came to recruit me, I'll get down with them. I said, oh, yeah. I said, yeah, I think we got us one. Like, I think he was trying to test me, though. I think he was trying to see if I would get down with the bullshit. If I'd have been like, hell yeah, nigga, let's do it. He'd been like, okay. But I was just like, bro, I wouldn't. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really blow my cover. I just sitting there like, oh, yeah, okay. So I stuck around nigga a little bit longer after that just to see where things was gonna go. So you know what, nigga started getting sour. I was like, yeah. And I got enough out for him to see where he was standing, and I had to whoop, get away, but just to peep to see what type of shit. So and then after that, that's when my life got turned upside down. That's when all the bullshit started popping off. Then I started seeing other little things that they was shooting at me, like I don't know, they were trying to bait me in, or I don't know what, but it was little subliminal shit that was going on, music industry related shit. And I'm looking at this shit, I'm like, okay, I see what this is. Now I ain't under no pressure, cause like I say, I know I'm protected, so my mind, I'm like, these boys don't know what they fucking with. I'm just going through it though, just going through the motion. I'm like, yeah, oh, hey, yeah, what? Then everywhere I went, my motherfucking people I've been knowing for years turning on the nigga. So I'm like, yeah, they in effect. Like, yo, they just don't know though. They don't know what they fucking with. But that's how they know that. But in so many words, what I'm trying to say, that's how I know they'll test you. What we got on the clock, okay. They was testing me through little subtle shit and shit. I'm looking at this shit, I'm like, oh, okay. I don't want to be down. No, sir. But they already knew that though. Just by the way I talk on the phone, you already know what type of nigga I am. I don't want to go over your head. But and it's that real. So you think I'm naive to some bullshit? I know what the fuck was going on, buddy. I got that elephant memory too. So but let's switch it up. Let's change the tone up. Now let me show y'all some of my hand. Once I got more into my studies and found out who hand was. I'll give you the mythology on hand. Now, hand is a part of the 8 Immortals in Asia. Shit, man, this shit always happen. Where the fuck did I put this? Let's see, I hate when I do this shit, man. Okay, this way right here. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all the 8 Immortals. All right, here we go. Now you got 8 Immortals, right? I'm gonna break them down to you. Now, Han is Han Chung Li. All right. Now, Han was a dynasty in Asia, the Han dynasty. Han Chung Li was the general of the Han dynasty. Let me take this off so I can see. You got the immortal green, rock the immortal green mantle. Show you how real and feel this shit is, boy. And the other shit I was showing you, what this book is open to, that's Celtic shit. Like I said, this shit is real. Even her, I got to read certain shit. I see her in all kind of shit. You know, we them guys and gals. You better believe that shit. can be clearer on what the fuck this is. A mantle. Yeah, man, the nigga got the going. I knew something was funny when the nigga started talking about fuck pop. It was just random. But I think we was talking about the whole debacle. And the nigga just went crazy. Fuck pop and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hold on, bro. A man with a loose, sleeveless coat worn over outer garments. Cloak. Something that covers, envelops, or conceals. The veil. Oh yeah, you know, the song, I just found this out today, the song Aaliyah was singing on Star Search as a little lad was My Funny Valentine. Now take that, put that with the last video I did, well, the one before the last one. I just did these two, what I'm doing now tonight, but the one I did last night, you got it. It is. Now we got this, the mantle, all right, a coat, or a covering, or a veil. All right. The God of Immortality, the eight Immortals. Immortal green mantle. He wore the immortal green mantle and carries a feather fan to calm the winds. So the immortal green mantle or coat, the green was a reference to the heart chakra, where the soul sits, and the soul is immortal. Give y'all some science in this shit. Kick a lot of ass. That's a kick-off. Now, these are the feathers. Remember, that's the whirlwind shoe. Right here. And this goes up, and that's the wind whirling around. That causes the earth to rotate. Now, these are the feathers. The feather is the fan, the feathered fan. See, it has that fan shape. Katana. Alright. How do you calm the winds? How do you calm the winds? Well, I'll tell you. As these go up into here, the wind starts to dissipate. The wind starts to dissipate or whatever, or lessens, or become. So it's a whirlwind. Then the whirlwind sucks all these in. That's what the Wizard of Oz shit is about too. That's another story. Then all these go up. You know, the wind pushes down the hill in order to push this up, earth up when the sun drops back down. But that's the fan. Now you got, that's one of the Immortals. You got Lu Tong Ping, or also known as Ludal Ben. Now he carries a sword. Lu Tong Ping or Ludal Ben is a barber god. Now, remember I told you, the barber. That's why when you see that red, white, and blue swirl thing in front of barber shops, that comes from the breakdown I was giving y'all. When these go up, when this here pushes up, and the root chakra meets with the sun right here, and then the earth blows off, the red line comes up to complete the creation of the physical bodies on earth or whatever. The blue waters of the earth bust from out of the spring waters, come up or whatever, the blue water. And the white is the light of the sun, or the yellow. Same difference. That's why the barber thing is the light retracting. It's like the hair being, it's a metaphor. just the barber. The light is the hair. The hair, as the hair retracts, just like the rays of the sun start to shorten or cut off and going into the winter. Samson and Delilah shit, all that. So that's the barber. That's even this shit looks like clippers when you look at it. But the light on the hair, hairy Krishna, hair rule, when that light starts to retract and it all meets up here, this becomes like a bald head. The ice, the moon, smooth, bald, balder. That's another barber deity. Balder. That goes up. It's the Lu Dong Bing shit. Lu Tong Ping. He rides a donkey backwards. And he possesses medicine and magical charms medicine that charms evil spirits or whatever. Riding a donkey backwards, the donkey is set, is facing this way. He's the horse, he's facing forward. So he's facing forward as the horse energy. The donkey or set is facing this way. So if you was to get him on a donkey backwards, you would be facing this way and the donkey would be facing that way. So that's what that is alluded to. And then you got Lane Cao, which is the patron of gardeners, and is slightly insane. Gardeners, that's the Osirian energy, green thumb, plant life, vegetation. Shout out to Iris and Oris. Then he's androgynous, the androgynous magic flower, the androgynous magic flower basket carrier. The magic flower basket carrier. Easter basket. Like I was telling y'all about the Easter thing. This is the basket. The earth is the basket. Or whatever. And they say in the summer, he wears a tatted garment with a wide and wooden, wide wooden belt and one shoe. That's the belt. I was telling y'all about the Max thing with the belts, black belt and all that shit come from. That's the belt. Then the shoe, the one wooden shoe. And actually, you can look at this as two shoes, but you get the picture of shoe. Shoe, the wind. In Egypt, shoe is the wind god. Shoe. The tattered garment is when the tattered garment is like when they say they rented the lots of Jesus, or when they were taking out different pieces of Jesus' clothes. When this goes up, and the light comes through and goes to the surfaces. This from a bird's eye view, look like this. Once the light fills it up, it'll turn like this. Once the light retracts to the borders in both directions, it leaves little specks of light. That's the tattered garment, little pieces. And so they look like this would be if this was a jacket, when all the light goes into the borders, they'll leave little pieces behind as if the jacket was ripped into pieces or dismembered like the body of Osiris. That's the tattered garment. They say during the winter, he wears cotton and sleeps on snow. So when they say he wears cotton, I'm trying to show y'all get it, but I'll see it anyway. when all this goes up, this would be the snow that he's sleeping on. I mean, remember, when all these go up, the earth freezes or comes to a standstill or goes to sleep or rest. This will be sitting on top of this, sleep on the snow. And of course, after all the light retracts, it'll look like this, but instead of just this, it'd be flecks of gold up in here, as well as snow and frost due to the precipitation of water that came from out of the melanin when the light was rising. This ain't carried to heaven by a stork or a wall. So this is the stork. Go look up a stork. That's the stork is what they used to say. You know, in cartoons, that was old wives' tale. They used to say babies would. Well, they tell kids that babies came from the storks that live with the babies or whatever. But the stork is like a bird. This is the stork. The waft and wine is this. When the melanin, when this comes up, looking at it from a bird's eye view, this would be the center. So when this comes up, or up, as the light rises, water starts to rise or precipitate from out of the melanin and mix and mingle with the gold light that floods this, that's flooding the scene. So the light is rising with the water, giving it that wine Cabernet look, that golden wine look. That's the waft and wine that carries the light up to here. So when this is going up, throughout this will be precipitation, or the water precipitates. So you had a light right here, the 7 lamps. The water, then when it's finally raised all the way up, you had these 7 lamps, and then you had the water or the mist in the firmament. So really, you wouldn't see it as clear as this. You would see the light piercing through a mist, a golden mist, because the mist would be illuminated gold by the light that's flooding the spill. And then this will be going up, looking like it's being carried up by the waft and wine. Waft means the wave, whatever. You're wafting. Go watch a show called The Goldbergs. That was a bad motherfucker. You're wafting. Then they threw away his belt in his shoe, in his garment en route. Or they were just saying, when they say threw away his belt, remember, the top starts off like this. Then the light floods it, and it looks like this. And then all this retracts to the outer borders, and then that'll be the belt. And then the light shoots out, and all the light goes out to create the stars that we see in the sky. That's the throwing away of the belt. The throwing away of the garment is the garment, it's the jacket. As it retracts or disappears, it's like it's getting thrown away or going away. And the shoe, same thing with the shoe. It's just when you this going up in the hill, retreating up to the air. See, it's a shoe when it's like this right here. But once all the light goes up here, and there's no pillar right there, or it's an invisible pillar, there's no more shoe. It's just a straight line. In order for it to be a shoe, it got to be boop, boop, or boop, boop, but that goes away and the shoe disappears. Then you got Hang CNC. There's a boy with 2 small knots on his head, patron of music, and is renowned for his poetry. His symbol is the jade flute. Flute player, play your flute. That's so when this goes up, when this goes up, and that whirlwind is sucking all the light up, all this light is coming from this side and this side as it's coming to the center is pushing up, creating mountains, creating the moles of the mountains on each side. So all that would be the mountains of the earth and the hills and all that, which will bring you to like this, with the two mountains, or these will be the two knots. These represent the mountains of the earth or whatever. When a lightning strikes, you don't know the story, you catch up, but when the lightning strikes, these are the big mountains, then the lightning strikes and breaks these up into all the little mountains that we have. These will be the two knots that they're referring to. Or you can look at the two knots as when two knots really being one, or the two knots, this right here, the center, that's two knots, and then when this goes up, the earth, just like it tilts on its axis, it tilts to the left and to the right, and spins around. So when it tilts this way, it'll put the knot on this side, and when it tilts this way, it'll start series of a knot on this side. That two knots. That would be the two knots on the side of the head or whatever. Or the two hemispheres of the brain. Jade flute. Of course, this would be the flute or whatnot. Jade, the color green, heart chakra. Then you got Sao Kuo Ken, who was a judge who carries a tablet. This is a tablet. See that? This the pen. Tablet will be the surface right here. This will be the pen. You know, that there. And then you got Tim Quan Lee. He's the ugly beggar who was bald and bearded and leaning on an iron crutch. The iron crutch is, mind you, Jet Li name was Hand was played by Jet Li. Bald and bearded. But I just tell you about the barber thing, like Blue Tongue Ping. So when this goes up, boom, they say he's leaning on the iron crutch. This is the iron. Remember, the underworld is where your precious metals and all that is fine. Iron, ore, and all that. This is the iron crutch. When they say he's leaning, they're referring to the earth when it leans one way, then it leans the other way on the iron crutch. That's Lee. They said he's a beggar because this is the beggar bowl or whatever. It's called the beggar bowl in Asia. They say he's ugly and an ugly beggar because once the light floods, all the light comes up and floods the surface. This would be like, when this goes up, it'd be like this is the beggar or the recipient of the cash or the gold or the money or the value or whatever, light coming up, it turns into the ugly beggar when it fills up and then it retracts to the center. That's what I'm telling you about this. That's when it turns into apath or that gaping monster. So it'll be darkness with little flicks of gold in it. But it'll be barren, negated, dry, ugly. When all the energy comes out, it shoots out or whatever. That's the ugly beggar. I just say he's bad temper and has unusual ways. But his care is directed to the poor and the weak. So that's saying he's for the oppressed. He's a patron, or he works for the oppressed. But the bad temper goes to what I was telling you. The lack of water leads to anger. The lack of water and food. That's why the Snicker commercial, when they say you ain't yourself when you're hangry or you're hungry, they say hangry. That's real shit. Because when you barren or you lacking water, you lacking food, it causes a bad temperament, and you're easily angry. That's why niggas kill niggas so much over the summertime and shit, because it's hot, niggas dehydrated, salt, all that shit go together. This would be the beggar, basically. The real part right here would be the ill temper. Remember, the salt is created by the pressure of the melanin and the light meeting up right here, creating the backbone. This is the drought, dry, rest. The water down here is, once all this goes up, the water down here that's caught in those pockets or those tunnels is frozen. Let's say salt, anger, so all this light retracting. So it's like the light comes up and it's eating the light. So this is eating the light, it's swallowing the light. So it swallows the light till it fills up the spirit, and then it swallows the light till it comes to the border, and it shoots the light out. No more light or no more food in it. So that means that's what the anger shit comes from. Which is one of our problems, is why one of the reasons why we be at conflict so much, because we are poverty-stricken people, despite what you see on TV and shit. And you got Chung Koo Lao and Ho Sien Q. Now these two ordinary people who, while alive, endured suffering and injustice without complaint. Go back to the whole T thing, because they were rewarded for that, being able to go through that suffering without a complaint. And basically, it ain't a literal not complaining. It's basically saying being able to see through all that shit and still maintain your divinity, or have faith, like the Job thing and all that. But we can get back to it. This shit I don't want to go over my time, but we'll be back.